Hello everyone, I am Jinyu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're discussing the origin of many illnesses rooted in the spleen and stomach. Under the turbid and toxic living conditions when our spleen and stomach functions are compromised, two common conditions can arise. One is diarrhea, and the other is phlegm fluid, both terms that may sound unfamiliar in traditional Chinese medicine term. Diarrhea is an experience many of us may have encountered to varying degrees. Beyond regular diarrhea, there is a condition called violent diarrhea, which is a severe form that can be life-threatening. This condition is characterized by sudden, frequent bowel movements that can lead to collapse and is referred to in TM as violent diarrhea, akin to a flood that breaks out suddenly and uncontrollably. If such violent diarrhea is not promptly and effectively managed, it can lead to complications such as vomiting, profuse sweating, incontinence, and dehydration, severely threatening our health. Now, since violent diarrhea has such a significant impact on our health, you might wonder if there are any early warning signs before it occurs. Typically, violent diarrhea occurs when the body is weak and dampness evil is rampant, especially in those who are already sickly, with a high incidence rate. However, everything in the universe leaves traces. Before it breaks out, the body often shows some warning signs. For instance, symptoms of cold and violent diarrhea are directly related to exposure to cold, with common symptoms including abdominal bloating and reduced appetite. If we examine the tongue, we may find it pale, greasy, and slightly swollen. Another cause of violent diarrhea is damp heat, which presents with symptoms such as dry mouth, bad breath, nausea, and abdominal bloating. If we observe the tongue coating, it may appear yellow. A long period without bowel movements and a lack of desire to use the restroom are also signs. Once these symptoms appear, we must be vigilant and promptly adjust our spleen and stomach functions to prevent violent diarrhea. All diseases start small. If not prevented in time, they can wreak havoc in the body, gradually causing damage from local areas to the whole body. Many of our fans must first understand a concept. What does diarrhea mean for us? Diarrhea is essentially a continuous loss of spleen and stomach qi and the body's yang energy. If you suffer from chronic diarrhea, your body will definitely be very weak. We emphasize in our programs that the foundation of our health is to maintain our spleen and stomach, which are the basis of our postnatal life. Diarrhea is like a mudslide, causing soil erosion in the spleen and stomach, damaging the foundation of the body, and draining our vital energy and yang energy. If the foundation of our body is damaged, how can our body be healthy? Therefore, for the condition of diarrhea and violent diarrhea, I will share a dietary method to restore health. Remember, if you have high blood sugar, do not use this method. It aims to boost the yang of the spleen and stomach and can play a role in strengthening the spleen and removing dampness. The method is very simple and safe, using white flour and brown sugar. The flour, after being stir-fried with brown sugar, is sweet and delicious, not at all unpalatable. Use brown sugar fried noodles 4 times a day, about 3 spoons each time, about 40 grams. If you cannot eat it dry, you can mix it with a little water to make a paste. The production method is as follows. Steam 1 kilogram of flour for 20 minutes over high heat, then take it out and dry it in the sun. Put the well-steamed flour in a dry frying pan. and keep frying on a gentle fire for 7 to 10 minutes. Then add brown sugar and continue to stir fry for 2 minutes. The brown sugar and flour are integrated and you can eat it by infusion. Brown sugar is warm in nature and enters the spleen meridian. It has the effects of replenishing energy and nourishing blood, strengthening the spleen, warming the stomach, and lifting yang. At the same time, it can relieve pain, activate blood circulation, and eliminate blood stasis. The flour, after being stir-fried, has reduced its fiery nature, which can lift yang, warm the stomach, and strengthen the spleen, aiding in absorption. For those who have poor absorption, I hope everyone focuses on nourishing the spleen and stomach. Once the spleen and stomach are well maintained, it can improve anemia, enhance immunity, balance nutrition, and make our absorption function better and better. This dietary therapy is very helpful for diarrhea and also for the recovery of chronic gastric diseases. Of course, we say that the stomach disease depends on nourishment and requires long-term conditioning. Don't blindly rely on folk remedies and medications. Friends with stomach diseases and diarrhea should pay attention. Try not to eat after 8 o'clock in the evening. Eat less, especially spicy and stimulating foods, in addition to the brown sugar fried noodles I introduced in the first program, Liu Shenji and Pai Yang Wei San, which can also be used together because it contains qi, which has astringent effects and is more conducive to stopping diarrhea. The 6 ingredients are fried with bran until they are burnt yellow, and then ground into powder and mixed with boiled water. The effect has 2 aspects. One is to relieve diarrhea, and the other is to warm and nourish the spleen and stomach. Next, let's talk about the symptoms of phlegm fluid. When it comes to phlegm, many of us are not unfamiliar. But how is phlegm formed? In Tiang, the spleen is the source of phlegm, and the lung is the organ that stores phlegm. When the spleen and stomach are weak, the transportation of body fluids by the spleen and stomach will stagnate. For example, on a road with traffic police management and command, it will be unobstructed. When the traffic police are not there, every car wants to rush past, which can easily lead to an accident and cause traffic congestion. So, phlegm fluid is actually a compound word. Phlegm is compared to the sticky and turbid, while fluid is compared to the dilute and wet. Water-like, their combination is a phenomenon I described, which is phlegm and fluid. Mainly, it is the excessive dampness in our body. When the spleen yang is insufficient, it leads to the body's fluid imbalance, mainly manifested as excessive phlegm that is not transformed. Chest tightness, coughing, palpitations, and even easy to faint, convulsions of hands and feet. Many fans may want to know how we can determine whether there are symptoms of phlegm fluid in the body. We often say that self-tests can help you see whether there are symptoms of phlegm fluid in the body, especially for those with cold phlegm type of heart disease. This poem goes like this: the face is pale and the feet are afraid of the cold, with a slightly painful lower abdomen, frequent urination, loose stools, and a mouthful of turbid air blocking the chest. We first clarify that the formation of phlegm fluid is mainly due to the spleen and stomach weakness, and it has formed our symptoms of phlegm fluid. Modern medicine has further analyzed and tested the phlegm fluid, and studies have shown that it contains a large amount of toxic substances and garbage that the body cannot absorb. If phlegm fluid stays in the body, it poses a great danger to health. So I recommend a solution for phlegm fluid, which is very easy to use, using 4 ingredients: cinnamon 10 grams, plain mountain 10 grams, hawthorn 15 grams, and roasted licorice 6 grams. Clean these 4 ingredients and pour them into a casserole pot. Add 600 milliliters of water, bring to a boil, and simmer for 20 minutes. This is a prescription that can warm and nourish the spleen and stomach and strengthen the spleen and remove dampness. It is very good, and if you need it, you can try it. However, I must emphasize that the prescriptions I give in the program are classic prescriptions with very good effects, but for the sake of your health, I suggest that you find a TM doctor to change your constitution before trying this prescription. Because TN talks about the 8 guidelines, dividing the symptoms into 8 types of symptoms, such as cold and heat, deficiency and excess, yin and yang, and exterior and interior, only by accurately diagnosing can treatment with medicine or nourishment through dietary therapy achieve twice the result with half the effort. Many fans, after listening to my album, say, I don't know what kind of disease type I have, and I can't grasp my constitution. What should I do? I suggest you can leave a message for me, and I can help you with the dialectical process. Or you can take the prescription from our program and find a local doctor to give you a dialectical certificate. In this case, you will be very confident when using it. In short, I hope everyone can gain health through the program. Fans, whether you want to treat diseases or want to cultivate life, accurate dialectical is very important. I often say that the treatment of itching diseases relies on the combination of medicine and food, which can make our recovery faster and better. The dietary therapy introduced in the program is actually very good. I hope that those in need can try it for themselves. If you don't know how to dialectically, you can leave a message below the screen for me. Thank you for the praise forwarding and comments from friends so that more friends can benefit. We often say that spleen and stomach diseases are not minor diseases. Under the turbid and toxic living environment, how can we maintain the spleen and stomach? In the next program, I will share and communicate with you through stories or case forms, hoping that friends can gain something. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, friends. See you next time. If this program is helpful to you, please forward and share it with more people. Let love be passed on and benefit more people. I am Junyu. Thank you for watching.